Hi, this is Eva for Once Upon a Timeline, and today we're going to talk about tech before its time, film footage of the Boer War. The Boer War was actually before World War One, so this is even before World War One that we have footage of now. And there's also some strange anomalies in some of the video. I'm not sure what's going on exactly, but anyway, let's get started. So here is some of the early footage here of the Boer War. This is 1899, so even before the First World War. The video is actually surprisingly good considering how old it's supposed to be, some of the first footage. There's a lot of different scenes here. Now supposedly this extra fast movement is due to modern cameras not knowing the right speed for this old film, and that it can be slowed down digitally and it would be better. So this is actually not a fault in the film, this high speed here. This is supposedly just problems with our current technology not being compatible. Okay, so there's some of the footage of there. I don't want to play too much because I'll get a copyright strike. The Second Boer War was fought between the British Empire and the two Boer states, which were in South Africa. And the British eventually won that. I'm not familiar with this war at all, and none of the history here rings a bell to me at all. So I don't know if I didn't learn it or it's just different. Okay, so when was the first 35 millimeter shot? Now, strangely, this footage is actually supposed to be 35 millimeter. It's kind of vague in the wiki, but I kind of narrowed it down to this statement here. Hannibal Goodwin's invention of nitrocellulose film base in 1887 was the first transparent, flexible film. So I'm thinking you can't really have a movie without transparent, flexible film. They're not really clear. They go on to say when it was commercialized, but it's not really clear exactly when they invent it. I'm wondering if this is constantly changing, so they're keeping it a little loosey-goosey. Here's one of the earlier cameras they used. This one's all the way from 1899. It's pretty cool looking. This guy's just kind of showing it really quick. So there's like there's the middle part, and then this is like the feed in and feed out regions of the camera. So that's what they supposedly used. Okay, now this is a really weird scene here. This is supposed to be from 1 year later in 1900 in the Boer Wars. And the reason that this one really caught my eye, there's a fair amount of footage actually of Boer War now, but this one looks like it was fake. It looks like an early movie that was meant to emulate a war scene. Because one of the things here is, besides the kind of corny acting and parts, and they managed to keep the whole thing in the scene, like all this stuff happens in the scene. Also, look where they're pointing the guns. They're pointing the guns up in the air, and then people are falling over dead. So this can't be real, and it's listed under here as from the Boer War, but it can't be real. I'm just going to play this one scene because it's just weird. Okay, so they're shooting at each other. At first, it looks okay, but I started to see that they're just not shooting there. They're just not pointing at each other very well. And the acting looks kind of corny to me, the way they fall over. This guy's about to shoot that guy. Okay, so let's see. The next one. This acting here looks terrible. I'm not sure what's going on here. But it all looks choreographed. There's so much going on, and it's all kept in frame the entire time. Now here, this is an especially interesting one. I'm going to step it forward. This guy supposedly shoots this guy, but his gun is just in the air. See if I can get it. I'm too far ahead. Okay. That one shoots. This guy's going to shoot him. Not much aiming. They actually, from my understanding of the quality of the guns at that time, they shouldn't have this good accuracy. One shot and that guy's gone. All right, now look at this guy. He's shooting up in the air here. Now this guy is going to pretend he's shot in the back and fall over. There is no way that this guy shot this guy with his guns. That's the most blatant one of all. And he pretends to fall over. So this can't be a real scene. I don't know if they just don't have, see, there's another one. That guy shoots way off here. He's not even aiming for the guy. About 5 people die in the same scene here. Okay, look how he's pointing. He's pointing way up there. There's just no way. So anyway, that's supposed to be a real scene from the Boer War, but I don't believe it. Here's some other scenes. These look a little more realistic. I mean, is that an early example of a fake psyop kind of a thing, or was it just meant as a movie and people in this era got confused and took it for real? I think it's open question, but there was nobody questioning the reality of that video anywhere. So it's very strange to me. Okay, so finally, what is the earliest film right now? From what I can find, this 1888 film is the earliest surviving film that we can see. So remember that date, 1888. That's where we're at right now. And this is the film. There's only a few little clips of this. That's the only sound you hear, so I'm just going to turn that off. And then there's this little clip. It's still actually surprisingly good quality, considering. So it just goes on like that. So that's the earliest surviving film from 1888. And then the Boer War we have from, when did that was? That was from 1899. So that's the earliest war footage that I have right now. So 1899 for war footage, 1888 for footage in general. 1888, remember that date. This is Eva signing off for Once Upon a Timeline.